All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. We got some orders going out the door today. Just got back from the thrift store, so I figured I'd hop on live and ship out some orders with you guys. If you guys watch the order pool videos, you guys will see all these orders later on today. But we did go film a YouTube video today, so you guys will see that probably in a couple weeks. I'll have that edited and put out. And I brought Kayla along today, so you guys will see some ladies finds. I know last few videos, well, last one and the one you're going to see tomorrow is mostly men's, but you guys are going to see some ladies finds as soon as I publish this one with Kayla. Kayla actually out thrifted me today, so gonna be a good video. But that's what we were doing this morning. So I'm gonna hang out with you guys, ship out some orders. Feel free to ask some questions. Should be a relatively quick order pull live. We got 11 orders going out the door today. If you saw yesterday's order pull video, you saw dismal sales. And again, that's one reason why I wanted to do these order pull videos, is to show you guys the ups and downs of selling online. There's going to be some days where you have 50 orders going out, 150 orders going out, and then other days you have 4 orders going out. So today was a little bit of a bounce back from yesterday, but still a little bit slower than usual. 11 orders. I usually have anywhere between 10 to 15, so it's pretty average day in sales. Making any changes for 2026 or business as usual? Not really. I'm going to stay consistent this year. That's my goal, is just to stay consistent. The only real change I'm doing is I'm posting long form content more often this year, and that's pretty much it. That's not really, it's business related for me, but as for the business, like the reselling side of business, it's not really business related. That's the only adjustment I'm going to make. But this year is all about just consistently doing what I've done over the last few years. No really big goals or anything like that. I got to print out my Poshmark Poshmark labels because I didn't get a chance to. I just got in, finished filming the YouTube video. So let me print these out real quick. First order going out the door today. I do not know how to pronounce this brand. It is super hard to pronounce. It is spelled, how is it spelled? It's a Kayla pickup. It's a women's brand. It's spelled Xirena. I think it's Zrina, something like that. Anyways, this sold for 22 bucks. It's just a little bread and butter sale. Kayla picked this up, I think, for $4 at the thrift store, and it sold for $22.99 over on Posh. I thought you're contemplating dropping. I am. I mean, so Mercari, the only reason I'm posting there is because it doesn't take me any extra effort to post there. I'm literally doing no extra work posting there. So yeah, I don't, this whole entire year I've sold 0 things on Mercari. So if it took any additional time, I would, but it doesn't. So that's why I'm keeping my stuff there. What's up, Debbie? Welcome in. All right, that one shipped. Let's ship out the next order, another Posh order. This is just a mizzen and main shirt. I got an offer this morning on this. I had it listed for $25. Somebody sent me a $19 offer. I resent them a $22 offer that Nifty sent out, and the person accepted. So I can't really go under 22 on these because I don't make enough money on them. But because at 19, I know it's a little bit less, but 22 is like my cutoff for these. So sold for 22. I just counter offered the same price that they originally got offered, and they accepted. Nice little sale. What's up, Casey? Just bread and butter. Lots of bread and butter selling yesterday. There wasn't really many heavy hitters at all. It was all pretty much bread and butter, but that's okay. That's what pays the bills, getting the bread and butter sales out the door. All right, that one's shipped. And now all the rest are Bay orders. Hi, Yam. It would be better if Mercari would let you run sales or promote your listings in bulk. Yeah, it would be better if they figured out what's wrong. It used to be a great platform. I used to be able to sell like 1 or 2 things there every day or every other day, but now it's just like, it's like dead. Is there a way to get a total of all my purchases on WN from 2025? Not like a simplified total. You'll have to go through and individually pull all those. I have to do the same thing too. But no, you can't go in WN and just say like, how much did I spend for the entire year? There's nothing with that. Have you tried WN? Yes, I have. We have shows every Saturday. We have a show Saturday, this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Last week we did a show. We did just under 13,000 in sales. So we do, WN is a big portion of my business. I sold maybe 4 things all last year on there. Yeah, it's a very, very slow platform. Again, if it wasn't easy for me to cross list there, I wouldn't be listing there 100%. It's just way too slow. By the way, I don't see YouTube comments. I don't know if my my restream is working. So if you guys are commenting over there, I can't see your comments, unfortunately. It doesn't look like it because usually YouTube is where I get the first comments from. So if you guys are hanging out over there and you're commenting, I can't see your comments. Let me see. Maybe I can open this up over here and see if there's some comments over there. I'm sure there is. Sometimes my restream doesn't work properly and the comments don't come through. Let me make sure it's muted. Yep, yeah, I see a bunch of comments over here. Dang it, I'll have you guys open on a separate window. I don't know why it's not working. What's up, Nebraska? What's up? Conway, South Carolina, let's go. Did you do another Oracle video today? I can't wait to see it. Yes, shut up, Surfs. I wish I could highlight your comments, but for some reason, why is it not showing my YouTube comments? Oh well, I'll read you guys over here. It's pronounced shut up, Surfs. Get out of here. Who's the Surfs guy? I don't know, but he needs to get out of here. He needs to be gone. Somebody block him. I think eBay is difficult to figure out. It's the most difficult platform to figure out, yes, but once you figure it out, all the other platforms are super easy to do. So I started with eBay first, and I moved on to other platforms. That's what I would suggest. Are your shirts this year showing your totals, including your whatnot sales? So the first one I did totals on. I decided not to do it on the rest. I probably will do totals throughout the year as the year goes on. But I'm probably not going to do it for every video because it's already like really difficult to edit those, and then adding an additional edit on top of that of going through and figuring out what my totals are and then putting that it's a little much. But maybe like once a week I'll put up my totals. But yes, it includes WN sales because I'm including everything, all the platforms that I'm selling on for the entire year. So it's going to include those as well. What's up, CC? We just started selling hair accessories on WN Track. We're doing 70K a month. Let's go. Hair accessories? Holy cow, 70K a month? Wow. Are you doing shows, Nick? Are you doing shows like every day, or you have like set schedule? What are you doing? I'm curious. What's up? We make custom rugs and would love to do business with you. I don't sell rugs, so I have no. I don't think anybody that buys from me will buy rugs, so I don't know if that will ever work out. Ricard's picked up for you. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, what's up, Lissa? Welcome in. Again, YouTube, I can't see your comments, so I'm going to bounce back and forth. So if I miss you guys, I'll come back and answer your questions in a second. Let's go ahead and ship out eBay orders. We have, how many do we have going out? 9 eBay orders, 3 of which sold this morning while we were thrifting. Typically, when I do an order pull video, those wouldn't be included because those sold after when I usually would pull orders, but since I'm pulling orders a little bit later today, those are going to be included in that video. So that means tomorrow's video might be pretty short because I'm including some of today's sales in it, if that makes sense. Let me sync my orders again because it's missing one of these orders. Let's start with a mistake. Mistake sale. Very, very bad mistake sale. These, if you watched my last YouTube video, you saw me pick these up. These are Left Field NYC jeans. It's a good brand to look out for. If you look up sell-through, it's really good. Comps are anywhere from like 60 to 150 bucks. I paid up for these. I paid like 37 bucks for these. I listed them yesterday on Nifty, and I wasn't paying attention. I was quickly listing, and I was supposed to put 124.99. I put 12.99, and they sold in like minutes. They literally sold, and I didn't even get a chance to see that I mispriced these. I am honoring the sale. I'm losing money on these. It sucks, but I'm not going to cancel this order because it was my mistake. The buyer got a good deal. It very rarely happens that I misprice an item like that. I think this is the second time ever that I mispriced it, but I am going to honor the sale. I could have canceled. I could have messaged them and said, hey, I mispriced these, but to be honest, it's not worth getting a negative over because I mispriced them. It was my mistake. So I'm going to honor the sale. I'm losing a little bit of money on these, but yeah, kind of sucks. As soon as I made that sale, it kind of made me mad for the rest of the day. I'm not going to lie. I was like, oh, God, why did I misprice those? Because I really wanted these to sell for good money. And then I would have been able to make like a piece of content for my YouTube. But I'm going to honor the sale. I'm going to ask in the order pull video today what you guys would do in this case. Would you guys cancel the sale? I guess I'll ask some of you right now. Would you cancel the sale or would you honor the sale? Yeah, I get to write it off. Yeah, it just sucks, you know? I was like, I would have sold that for 125 bucks. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Brittany. Appreciate you hopping in. Haven't seen you in a bit. What's up? What's up? Yeah, honor it. Good karma. Yeah, just, you know, it just, if it was a cheaper sale, like if it was a $60 sale, it probably wouldn't have hurt so bad. But it's literally a new to me brand. I really wanted to see how fast these sell so I could give some information to you guys. And then I guess I can tell you guys that the brand sells really fast. If you price it for if you price it for $12.99, it'll sell almost instantly. But yeah, it just sucks. It sucks that that happened. On sale, it could also make good content to say things don't always go right. Yeah, I have it in, Michelle, I have it in today's video. I literally go over how, I'm literally going to start today's video by saying it's day 7 and I made a huge mistake. So I can make some content on it, but I just really wanted to show you guys what these could actually sell for. Just, sucks. Yeah, it's price of business. If it was Depop, okay, yes, that's a good comment. If it was Depop, if it was Posh, if it was Mercari, 100% I would cancel that order. 100%. That doesn't get held against you on those platforms, but the Bay it does. So that's a good point. I probably would cancel if it was on those platforms. I guess I'm not as nice as I portray it. What an idiot. Shut up, Surfs. I hate you. I got a visibility restriction. I hate you, Surfs. I bet you saw Surfs in your head grinning. Oh yeah, and now he's here. He hears me say it. Like he's waiting for me to post that order pull video today just so he can make a comment on my mistake. I guarantee it. If you guys go to the order pull video, look on Facebook, I guarantee Surfs is going to be one of the first comments and he's going to call me an idiot. Just sold my eBay stock. Let's go. eBay stock was doing good earlier this year. I haven't checked it in a while. I haven't looked at any of my stocks in a while, to be honest. That happened to me on Nifty. Nifty defaults $1. Yeah, I think it might have been a Nifty issue because when I was typing in, you got to be careful. When you type your prices in on Nifty, you have to kind of type it out fast because if you slow down at all, like if you put 12 and then you're putting a dot, it'll like default back. And then, you know, I think it might have been a little bit of a Nifty issue, but also I should have just double checked it, to be honest. That was more my fault. So do you keep your Nifty items separate from your Whatnot items? So now I've been kind of experimenting. If you watch some of my recent order pull videos, bringing some of my listed inventory into my shop during my Whatnot shows. I'm experimenting with that. So yes, eventually I'll have all my inventory listed over to Whatnot. So when I'm selling items, I can also sell items from the shop. I'm hoping here soon Nifty gets the ability to cross list over to Whatnot, and then that'll make that very simple and easy. But right now I'm using Vendu to do so. So it's kind of annoying to be able to cross list with Vendu and then have to delist and then make sure I'm cross listing the right items. Because as Vendu has inventory in it, Nifty is delisting and relisting. So when I sync the items, they're different. It's very confusing, but I'm hoping Nifty has the availability soon. Serge probably bought the jeans. He probably did, actually. I should check the address. He probably did. He's always stocking my stuff. He's here right now. He's stalking me right now. What's the difference between Polo by Ralph Lauren and Polo Ralph Lauren? It's just a couple different tags. Some are made in different eras. So some are made 10 years ago. Some are made today. Yeah, there's no real difference between Polo Ralph Lauren and Polo by Ralph Lauren. How do you go about setting up bundle deals on eBay? So like discounted prices. So what I do is I have a promotion running at all times. You can go into your, is it on your average? No, it's on your marketing. Let me see, marketing and discounts. So you go to marketing discounts. And then what I have is I have a discount set up that if a buyer buys 2 or more items, they get free shipping. And if they spend over $50, they automatically get 10% off. And those are just discounts that you can create within eBay. Again, it's under marketing, and then you select discounts, and then you can create any kind of discount you want. You can send out coupons, that kind of stuff. All right, let's ship out the next order. We have going out, we have a, let's do this one since it's right on top. This is a men's Lacoste. Actually I sold this while I was out thrifting today. So again, this is one of those items that would probably make it to tomorrow's video, but since I haven't shipped the stuff out, it's going to be in today's video. $24.99 is what this sold for. I don't really pick up these long sleeve Lacoste very often, but this one was a men's 3XL. So I knew being a bigger size, it would sell a little bit quicker. I think we listed this, I want to say it was less than a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago tops. And it sold for full asking price of $24.99. So nice little sale right there. Yeah, Amanda, you do it too. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. To be honest, I hate, Vendu is good for getting your items over to Whatnot. It is annoying to cross list with Vendu over to Whatnot. Because you have to, when you cross list the items over, you have to then go in and edit each and every item to make it like Whatnot approved. The shipping doesn't transfer over very well very often. Like it's kind of a it's kind of an annoying process. I'm hoping when Nifty gets Whatnot integrated, I'm definitely going to drop the Vendu link from my bio, and I'm just going to use Nifty. And hopefully Nifty does a really good job of cross-listing. Do you have a mannequin? No, I have a light box. I use that light box to take my photos in. I did a photo live last night on TikTok, so make sure you follow me on TikTok, because whenever I go live, you'll get a notification, and then you'll be able to see all my lives too, because sometimes, like today, I got a violation already on this live, so I'm not on the For You page, so the only way you'll be able to find me is if you're actually following me. Do you have a link for that box? Yeah, it's in my link tree and my bio. If you go to my link tree and my bio, you go to the products we use on a daily basis section. You can find my light box in there. You can find my meta glasses I use. You can find all the shipping supplies I use. Everything that I use and my business is all linked on that link. And it's a Amazon storefront, so if you have Amazon Prime, you get Prime shipping on that stuff. I sold 2 shirts at $1, and yes, I've honored the sale and then kicked myself after. Oh yeah, I've been kicking myself all day. Just think. $12.99, that could have sold for $124.99. That is less than 10% of what I could have sold that for. Again, if it was like a $50 sale, it wouldn't have been that bad, but it's a freaking $100 sale. What eBay subscription do you have? I have the second tier that gets me 10,000 listings every single month. That's the one I have. I don't know what it's called, but it's the second one. It's the first one that you get a coupon with, I believe. Waiting until this year. Problem, most what I purchased over 10 years and 10 years head looks dire. Now buy AI stock to pay for capital gains. Nice. I'm not really big into stocks. I just kind of play around with stocks, and whenever I have extra money, I'll throw it at the stock market. But maybe in the future, I'll get into stocks. You ever think you'll have someone doing work and you sit back? I used to. My mother-in-law used to work with us, so she would do all of our listings every day. She worked with us for a little over a year. Now that we move farther away, to be honest, I'm not, how do I say this? I'm not trying to build a massive business. I'm just trying to build a business that I'm comfortable with, that I and my wife can run. I don't want to run a big warehouse operation. I thought before I might, but I kind of just want to keep it at this level and just like show people how to do it. That's my goal. Could I have expanded this business and had 10,000 listings by now and been working with a bunch of wholesalers and had stuff shipped to my door every day and been listing 75 items a day? Yes, but then I also couldn't do social media because I wouldn't have enough time to do all this. So I don't know. I'm comfortable with where I am. So I don't think I'm going to hire a bunch of employees. I think when my daughters get old enough, they're going to be the first, they're the second employees that we have, and they're going to work for us and do some listings if they want to. But I'm comfortable with where I am right now. I'm not trying to grow into a massive business, if that makes sense. All right, let's ship out the next order. We got I guess I just grab off the top. 7523, this is a men's built BYLT crew neck. It's like a crew neck t-shirt. These sell really quick, but they're not huge sellers. This one sold for full asking price of $22.99. I know usually on Facebook and YouTube I show the pictures, but I'm not going to do it today because I'm in kind of a rush to get these out before the mail lady gets here. So that'll resume tomorrow. So if you guys are missing that, I'll start doing that again tomorrow. BYLT crew neck. It's like a drop crew neck shirt is what it's called, something like that. Those usually sell pretty quick, like I said, but again, don't pay up for those because they don't sell for crazy money. If you're watching on TikTok, I'm going to do a reset here really quick because I got a violation. So make sure you hit the follow button. I'll give you like 30 seconds to make sure you hit it. And then I'm going to do a full reset, and then we'll come back and finish shipping out our orders over here. That light box is a game changer. Yeah. Light box I love that light box. I love it. Love it because I can take photos in the middle of the day or at night. Purchased shoe rack from your link last year, and it works great. Are you still using it as you get back into shoes? Oh, so yes, Brittany, that's a good question. I have that shoe rack over to the left, and I probably will use that shoe rack as my shoes expand. I just got to find a spot in the garage to kind of rack them up. I kind of think I'm going to put it behind the light box, and that's how I'll do my inventory system. But I still have that shoe rack, and yes, it is really good. If you guys remember the Whatnot shows from back in the day, let me reset over here. If you guys remember the Whatnot shows back in the day when I had the shoe rack behind me, also you can see it in some of my older videos. That's the one that Brittany's talking about. I still have that, and I probably will end up using it. Right now, I only have 2 bins of shoes. So these 2 bins, that's all I have listed right now. So I don't really need a huge inventory system for shoes. But as I start, growing that inventory system, I most likely will. I've been following since the price. Have you been following the price of silver? Crazy numbers. My husband keeps a close eye on it. I haven't, but I know those are doing some crazy numbers right now, silver and gold. Any unboxings in the near future? Maybe. I actually have some stuff I need to rack up. That's actually a good idea. Maybe I should do an unboxing live later tonight. A bunch of stuff for the WN for this weekend. So maybe I'll do that. If I have some time later tonight after I edit the video and everything for today, maybe I'll hop on late tonight and do that unboxing video. That's a good idea. All right. Next up, Polo Ralph Lauren. This is just a basic polo shirt, but this is a men's 4XB, so it's a big and tall size. With these big and tall sizes, I do list them a little bit higher. This one sold for $25.20. That's a nifty sale. Nifty sent out a 10% on offer, and this person accepted. Appreciate you guys hopping on back on TikTok. I have to do stupid resets because I get violations for saying all the naughty words that aren't really naughty. All right, this is just going to go right into a bag, and it's going to ship out for 15 ounces. I'm using Shippo to ship all this stuff out. I did put out another video yesterday, a little Shippo like ad video for you guys to sign up and get some more attention to Shippo. I try not to do too many ad videos on my page. I also don't get paid for those videos. I only get paid for sign up, so I don't like to spam my page with a bunch of ads and stuff like that. But every once in a while, you'll see one of those pop up. All right, that one's shipped out, easy peasy. Gonna go right into a bag and ship out. Man, I wish my comments over here were all linked. I can't see your guys' comments. I gotta keep swiping back and forth. I don't know why Restream does that every once in a while. Anyways, that one shipped out. Next up, we got let's see what we got next. Let's see this Untucked shirt. Just bread and butter, Untucked shirt, men's. Medium, long sleeve, black striped, Untucked. Sold really quickly, as you can tell from the inventory number. It's one of my recently listed items. This one sold for $22.50. Usually when I'm going thrifting, I'm grabbing these for $3 to $5. Selling them for $22 to $25 is my average sales price. Really, really bread and butter. You know, minimal profit on these, but they're cart fillers, like I like to say. Go to the thrift store. Today was a big cart filler day. At the thrift we went to, Kayla scored some good stuff, but in the men's section, you guys will see in the future video, it's very, very bare. It was very bare today. Looks like they were pulling a bunch of inventory, so a lot of bread and butter today. Do you run your business out of your 2-car garage? I do. My entire business. I don't have like a warehouse space or anything like that. I have it all in my 2-car garage. All out of the 2-car garage. Before I moved here, I used to have a 1-car garage where I ran this whole business out of. Those were jam-packed fun days. You got to really, if you're working out of a 1-car garage, you got to really make sure that you use your space wisely, because otherwise you run out of space very easily. All right, that one shipped. Next up, we got another Ralph Lauren shirt. Every day selling at least one Ralph Lauren. That's the goal. 7607. This is a men's extra large Ralph Lauren shirt. Bread and butter sale, $24.99 plus ship. This one I listed a little bit higher because it is a good plaid colorway. Really, really good plaid colorway. So that's why. Always selling them. Always. I actually have a wholesale order of Ralph Lauren being dropped off tomorrow, I believe, based off tracking. So that'll be fun. Maybe I'll do a live and unbox that stuff and kind of show you guys on live. It's going to be a first time reaction. I've worked with this wholesaler once before. The first round of wholesale wasn't the best. The second round, I'm hoping, is better. We had a little conversation. He told me that the quality would be up to par. So yeah, that'll come tomorrow. And I don't know whether it's going to be a pallet or boxes. We have to see. Do you have a storage unit? I do have a storage unit, but my storage unit is actually where we used to live. And all it has in it is a bunch of junk. It's a bunch of, I did a wholesale bulk buy locally, and I bought a bunch of stuff, like really low-end brand stuff, really cheap. And I threw it in the storage unit and never looked at it again. So do I use that storage unit for my business? I guess you could say yes, but the last time I looked in that storage unit was 4 months ago. So it's just storing a bunch of stuff. I actually need to go there and clean it out, but it's an hour drive away from me. I just got to find a day to be able to go down there and drive and get it. How do you keep everything so tidy? You have to just stay organized, right? The inventory system helps with keeping things tidy. There's every once in a while, the back area will be kind of dirty and messy. It just depends on, like, tomorrow when we get that wholesale deal in, it'll probably look a little crammed in here, but then once I get it all sorted and start to get cleaned, it's pretty easy, or it'll look a lot better. but I just keep everything behind those two racks is a little messy back there, but with a two, I came from a 1-car garage, so coming to a 2-car garage, it feels like I have so much space here. So I guess that's how I keep it tidy. Is I feel like this is overwhelmingly a ton of space. If you guys watched the recent YouTube video, you saw me pick this up. This is a men's Viella shirt. I believe they had this priced at red, white, and blue is $44.99, but it was 75% off. So whatever that is, like $12 is what I paid for this, right? Or less than that, like $11. This one sold really quickly. It took only a couple days to sell. It's a cashmere cotton blend. Always look for these Viella shirts with cashmere or wool. The cashmere will sell for a little bit more than the wool does, but this one sold for $40. So nice little sale, pre-owned Viella. Do I iron and steam items before listing? No. I've steamed one item in my entire selling career. I don't steam or iron anything. I leave it as is. One trick to getting your items to look really good before you list them, especially clothing, well, just for clothing, is to lay your items out flat. So when we bring stuff in, we lay them flat like this, and usually after you lay them flat like this for a day or two, all the wrinkles will usually fall out. So that's a little tip for you guys. And then once that pile's done, usually what Kayla will do will restock the pile when she's done taking photos, and then the next day all the what do you call it, the wrinkles will fall out of those pieces. So like if you look behind me right now, all this stuff she'll put into a pile. This one's going to ship out for 11 ounces. There's a little fly on me. This one's going to ship out, no, for 12 ounces, sorry, $6.84. I was interested to see the thrift trip with you and Chris and the difference between your pickups. I'm wondering if it's because you're doing a lot of WN and he doesn't, so you purchase bulk amounts. You'll see that not this Thursday, so not tomorrow. You'll see that video next Thursday. I know Chris got his out right away, but I had already had 2 videos filmed. So you'll see that not this week, but next week. You'll see the Chris and me thrift trip. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody on YouTube. I am. I feel like I would honor the eBay other platform I would have canceled. Yeah, 100%. I signed up with Shippo yesterday via your link you sent me. Thank you. Let's go. Yes, you get $25 after you spend $25 on Shippo. So if you don't like it for whatever reason, you hate it, and you're like, you know what, I don't like Shippo, at least I was able to give you $25. That's how I feel. That's why I partnered with them. So YouTube, am I glitching over there? It looks like I'm glitching. Hold on, let me refresh this page. Maybe it's just my feed. Okay, we're good. But yeah, that's how I feel about Shippo. There's some people, I mean, as soon as I make one of those promo videos, I get a bunch of people in the comments like, you're just promo, Shippo's not better than eBay, blah, 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 blah. They'll leave me a bunch of comments, and I just deleted a bunch of them yesterday because it's just like, I feel like it's a bunch of jealous people, first off. And second off, it just doesn't make any sense. A lot of the things they were claiming is something that they were claiming because they never used Shippo before. If they actually would have used Shippo, they would have seen that what they were claiming was incorrect. But at the end of the day, when I do partnerships with these platforms, I always think, obviously, I'm going to make an income from these because if I get people to sign up, they give me commission for that. But I also want to make sure that when I'm doing collabs with these companies, that you guys get something for free too. So again, at the end of the day, if you hate Shippo, you're going to pay the same or cheaper prices than you would on eBay, and you're going to get $25 for free. So at least you get 25 bucks. That's how I feel about it. And then if you never use it again, trust me, it's not going to hurt my feelings. It's Shippo's responsibility to keep you guys on the platform. It's my responsibility to try to get you guys to sign up. That's how partnerships work. So at the end of the day, at least I was able to give you guys some free money, right? All right, let's ship out the next order. We got 2 more going out the door. The mail lady should be here any second. So this is a men's 3XLT Ralph Lauren long sleeve. Again, big and tall sizes sell for more. This one sold for full asking price, $29.99 plus shipping. But yeah, I'm shipping out all my orders with Shippo right now, so I use Shippo every single day. Who has the best prices for Shippo? It really depends on what service that you use. In my honest opinion, Shippo is going to be the same as eBay or cheaper than eBay. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. It's going to be the same or cheaper. Honestly, it would be cheaper on every single order if I shipped, what is it called? Hold on. I think it's called like ground. It's UPS service. Hold on. let me see, what is it called? I don't ship UPS because I have to go drive them off and I can't have the mail lady come pick them up. So that's why I don't ship with them. But if I use Ground Saver on everything, so Shippo has an option. I'm going to show my screen really quick. Shippo has an option to ship Ground Saver. Almost every single circumstance, Ground Saver will usually be cheaper for items that are over a pound, and it'll be cheaper than USPS Ground Advantage. So Shippo is already cheaper for USPS Ground Advantage. And then on top of that, if you have an item over a pound, I would use UPS Ground Advantage. For this instance, Ground Advantage is going to be cheaper because this item is under a pound. So if I really wanted to, I could save even more with Shippo. But again, I don't want to have to drive to the UPS store every day. So that's why I don't use the Ground Advantage or UPS Ground Shipper option. All right, this one's going to ship out for $684. $684. What size is your light box? The smallest size on that link. The smallest size is the one that I have. If you have room, do your measurements. If you have room for the bigger sizes, go for the bigger sizes because when I take pictures of jeans or dresses, I have to take a top and a bottom photo. I can't take the whole photo because it'll show the sides of my light box. So if you have the availability to buy the bigger ones, I would buy the bigger one. But whatever the small size is on that link is the one that I currently use. Last order going out the door. Last order, and then we are done. This one sold really quick. I actually spotted this as soon as I walked in the thrift store. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I went to the Thrift, red, white, and blue, and I spotted this because of the pattern. And I was like, please be a good brand, because if this pattern is a good brand, it usually is a good seller. This is a Bonobos, Bonobos, Bonobos medium vest. This one sold for $30 plus shipping. I had it listed for $39.99 plus shipping. Sold for $30. I think red, white, and blue had this priced at $8. Sold really quickly. So nice Bonobos. It's a really, really good looking vest. It has the metal buttons on the front. It's in minty condition too. So what I'll do is I'll wrap this up and ship this one out. I charge $10 shipping on this one because it's a little bit of a bigger piece. You offer suggestions, experience to help people make their own decisions. So why should they complain? Yeah, I get it. I feel the same way, Debbie. I think, to be honest, and people are going to say this sounds cocky, but I think it's just pure jealousy. Like people love to tear other people down, right? It's much easier to tear somebody down than actually lift them up, especially when you're jealous already. You can't really lift up somebody that you're jealous of, right? You have to try to find ways to tear them down, and that's what those people do. So again, if you don't want to sign up for the service, don't do it. It's not going to hurt my feelings, but I will, delete your comment or block you if you're purposely being an a-hole, just to be an a-hole. And especially if you're making suggestions and comments and telling people not to sign up based off of an assumption and not actually doing research, I will definitely block you in that case, because you're just here to cause, harm and drama. And my page is free. I don't charge for any of my content. I don't have a course or anything like that. So I feel like my page is more valuable to you. How do I say this? My page is very valuable, and I don't need people that are not seeing that value on my page. So then I just, remove them. All right, that's packed up. By the way, this is a 10 by 13 bag. So people always ask, 10 by 13 bags, what can they fit? You saw how big that vest is. It fits perfectly in this bag. And then from here, I am hopefully going to be able to fit it into one of these poly bags, but most likely it's going to be a tight fit, right? Ralph Lauren really does sell well. Yes, it does. I love selling Ralph Lauren. It's my top selling brand this year. I don't know how many I've sold this year. I think I'm probably in the 20s, maybe even the 30s right now in Ralph Lauren sales, just on the selling platforms, not off WN. If I counted WN, if I counted WN sales, I'm probably at like 400 Ralph Lauren sold this year since the beginning of the year. But I'm not going to count that show because it was a Ralph Lauren only show. It's a little skewed. It's a little skewed, but yeah, just on the other platforms, I probably sold 30 this year. All right, we got it to fit. Nice, simple fit, nice and snug. I had somebody comment yesterday on the Shippo video. It's another comment I deleted. But they basically said if you put jackets and jeans in a poly bag, it's because you don't care about the item and you don't care if it gets damaged. I have shipped literally thousands of items in these poly bags. I've never once had a person get their item and send me a message and say, hey, the item arrived damaged because you used a poly bag. It has never happened, ever, once. So using a poly bag is safe. If you want to use a box, go ahead, but you're going to pay a little bit more in shipping because poly bags weigh almost nothing and boxes weigh something. So again, I've never had an issue. I've never had a buyer complain about me using a poly bag over a box. So yeah. This one's going to ship for $7.17. If I ship this out on Shippo, it's going to be $7 or if I ship this out on eBay, it's going to be $7.87. So it's another order that's over a pound. Let me see what, Ground Saver. This is one of those instances where if I used Ground Saver, I would actually save a little bit more money, but because I don't want to drive to the or drive to UPS, I won't be able to save that extra. So if I used Ground Saver, I would save an additional 15 cents shipping out. I know it's small, it's dismal, but if I were shipping 100 items a day, then I definitely would take this and drive this off. But because this is my only item that I would technically save money on, maybe the jeans I would have too. I'm not going to drive to UPS for that because the savings of 30 cents, I get that savings away if I drive to the post office or drive to UPS and waste my time doing that. So what's up? My item arrived damaged. I know yours did, Tej. Tej, you get envelopes, okay? You get envelopes. Tej, whenever I always try to ship you your envelope in a regular, I have to put yours into a bag because yours always ends up ground advantage because you buy more than 3. That's how it does over on WN. So yours probably do arrive damaged, to be honest. USPS prices have just gone crazy. Facts. I actually watched a video that I posted. It's on my TikTok from years ago, and it was a shipping video, and I saw the price that I paid for a first class label. This was back when they used first class. It used to be $3.62 to ship out first class at 11 ounces or less. Now it's $7 to ship out first class. It's literally doubled in price since 2021. That's wild to me. That is wild to me, but yeah. Fully support you and Kayla. You guys are not only successful, but obviously care about others. I appreciate you, Debbie. I appreciate you. All right, that's everything going out the door today. If you guys have any last minute questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'll have the order pull video from today out in probably the next 3 or 4 hours. I just have to edit that one really quick. I might do an unboxing live tonight. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow during the day because we don't have the kids home tomorrow. Obviously, they're at school, so maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'll see. Or I'll do a listing live on TikTok because I had fun doing that last night. So maybe I'll hop on TikTok and do a listing live. And then WN show this weekend. If you haven't signed up, go to the link in my bio. Sign up. Go get your free $15. I sold so much early 2000s Russell Athletic in 2025. Nice. I know those can sell well. The vintage pieces can go for really good money. When's the all purple label whatnot show? So that will be happening within the next month. I just have to wait for the shipment. I have 60 pairs of shoes ready to go. They're going to be shipping either this week or next week. So depending on when they ship, and then I'll know when they get here. They usually arrive about a week after they ship. So they haven't shipped yet. So it won't happen next weekend. It'll probably be the weekend after that. Those all purple label shoes, and I have some purple label clothes left over too. But that's going to be a really fun show. That's going to be one of my biggest shows. I'm not going to sell as much items quantity as I usually do, but my average sell price on that show is going to be wild. It's going to be wild. Remember the good old days when poly flat rate was $7.25, now it's over 10. Yeah, good old days. It's insane that it's went up that much, but it's definitely not going to change. You know, it's going to stay the same. It's going to stay the same for a while. Got any advice for pricing on shipping pants on eBay? Purchaser pays for shipping, or should I? For pants and jeans, I charge $10 flat rate shipping. Usually I buy my label Ground Advantage, and it costs me less than 10. Usually it's somewhere between $7 to $10, less than 10. So that's what I usually charge for pants and jeans, $10 flat rate, because they're over a pound usually. If they're under a pound, like if they're like a pair of sweat pants or like a Lululemon pant that's really lightweight, then I'll charge $7 if they're under a pound. You'd be surprised how many of the Christmas gifts I gave came from your whatnot shows. Let's go. Awesome. I like that. I like hearing that. The natural customer. I get a lot of resellers that buy from us, but I love it when a natural customer comes in and buys some stuff. So that's awesome, Teach. Let's go. I figured you were, because you're buying a lot of kids' clothes the last couple weeks that we were running kids stuff, kids Ralph Lauren. How do you feel about the post office change with the postmark date? I don't even know what the change is, to be honest. So I have no clue. I'd have to look it up to see exactly what that is. Haven't heard of it. Jags or Bills? Bills. Hopefully the Bills win. Get the Jags out of there. Jags need to go. Jags need to get out of there. Looks like the yellow tag event started today. I went this morning and they were starting to mark down. Let's go. Yellow tag clearance event. I will say this. This yellow tag clearance event is usually not as good as the summertime one. So if you go, you might hit 2 or 3 stores and find nothing because that's very typical. But if you want to shop yellow tag, maybe I'll go out tomorrow and hit a couple stores and film a YouTube video for that too. But yellow tag started today. So go check them out. I didn't even know it started today. Chris and Surfs messaged me yesterday about it, but they usually start marking down on Tuesday, so it makes sense that you saw them marking down today. Would you suggest to promote each listing when starting out? It depends on what category you sell in. I sell in clothing. Clothing is a very saturated category, so I do promote everything. But if you sell hard goods, in your hard goods, there's only 5 listed and a bunch sold. Obviously, that's not an item you need to promote because that's going to promote itself, basically. It's going to sell itself. My grandkids are spoiled. Let's go. All right, chat. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I'll probably be on live. I'll definitely be on live tomorrow morning. If not, then I'll be on live later tonight doing some, probably on TikTok. So if you're not following me on TikTok, go give me a follow. I'll do a live later tonight listing some items. And yeah, YouTube video out tomorrow too. Make sure you follow me, subscribe on YouTube. I got a YouTube video coming out tomorrow, a little thrifting. It's just a thrifting video tomorrow. No extra edits in between or in the middle or end. Just an all thrifting video. So check out that one. That'll be out tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out. And I'll catch you later.